Today is the 4th of July, one of my favorite holidays celebrating America's birth in the most American way possible by just eating an insane amount of meat, chilling on a beach with a beer, or by making the most insane amount of noise possible with some questionably legal fireworks. It is also the perfect time to talk about my top 5 rifles in my collection for one of my favorite categories, the PDW length rifle. So for me, that's going to be a rifle chambered in 5.56, 300 blackout, or 7.62 by 39, with a barrel that is less than 9 inches in length, which gives you some compromises in terms of ballistics, quite a bit actually. But what it gives you in return is something that's very easy to maneuver in tight spaces, as well as some of the most impressive fireballs you're going to find in any firearm. Kicking off the list at number 5 is going to be my Tommy-built T36C, which is of course a clone of the German Heckler & Koch G36C. This is actually one of my favorite rifles overall, even though frankly it's not been that reliable for me. I have quite a few issues with it. Pretty consistently have a malfunction on the second to last round of every magazine, but I still love this rifle. The look of it is absolutely iconic. It brings me back to my childhood, seeing these in movies like Underworld, and just finding them incredibly interesting looking, particularly with this dual optic from Hensoldt. With its 8.9-inch barrel, the T36C also produces some of the most insane fireballs out of my entire collection. Even with the flash hider on there, for some reason this guy likes to shoot some gas right out the front of its gas block, which is vented, and create a massive fireball. Even with the suppressor on it, this gun is still going to have a flash out of that can, and it's going to annoy everyone around you to the best effect possible. So despite all of its issues, the T36C still holds a special place in my heart, enough to get it into the 5th spot on my PDW list. In 4th place, we have the PSA Krinkov, the shorty boy of the AK world, this one being chambered in 5.56 NATO. I absolutely love this gun. It is a cool looker. However, it does have its issues. My main issue with it being accuracy. This is probably nearly a 10 MOA rifle, so you can barely hit the broadside of a barn with it. However, it is still a ton of fun to shoot, and it comes with the classic AK ergonomics. While not the fastest or smoothest in the world, it's a lot of fun to run one of these things and to get a perfect mag change with it. It also has an 8.1-inch barrel and a flash hider, which is kind of trying but really failing to suppress that massive fireball that comes out of the end of it. While it can't get any higher on this list due to its general lack of accuracy, the PSA Krink is still a ton of fun to bring out to the range. And every time it comes out, everyone's interested in it because it is one of the most iconic AK designs out there. And as soon as you start pulling the trigger on this thing, that boom comes out the end and it's impossible to ignore. In 3rd place, we have the Robinson Armament XCRL, mine chambered in 5.56 NATO, although I also have a 300 blackout barrel for this guy if you want to quiet it down just a little bit. But with a 7.5-inch 5.56 barrel, this thing can produce some good fireballs out of it. But what it also produces is some of the best ergonomics out of any modern firearm. Almost every single piece of control on this rifle is nearly perfect in my opinion. You have the left side FAL style charging handle on it, as well as the ACR style, or at least the ACR has the XCR style, bolt catch and bolt release right in front of the trigger guard, which is nearly perfect in my opinion. Safety selector and the trigger on this are absolutely fantastic as well. And the only place this rifle lets me down in any way at all is going to be it's a little bit stiffer recoiling than some other options out there, utilizing a long stroke gas piston system, although it does have a nice adjustable gas block so you can tune it to your liking. It is also aesthetically absolutely gorgeous, which is enough to get it up into the 3rd position on the list. In 2nd place, we have the Sig Rattler, one of my favorite rifles that happens to be one of the quietest guns I own and one of the loudest guns I own, depending on how you have it configured. And this is one of the most modular rifles in my entire collection. So as you see it here, with its 5.5-inch 300 blackout barrel in its PDW form without a can, using supersonic ammunition, this thing is an absolute beast. It is super loud, it's got a thumpy recoil, but still fun to shoot. Now you can make it incredibly quiet by throwing a can on there and then shooting some subsonic ammunition, at which point it becomes one of the quietest guns I own. So you can run this thing either as a bag gun using that supersonic ammunition, or just as a really nice quiet shooter, which for one, my fiance absolutely loves because it's very comfortable to shoot, but it's still very practical. Ergonomically, it's also going to be familiar to most of your American shooters since it's essentially an AR-15 with a gas piston system and a lot of modular features to it. So that's going to be enough to get it up into second place. Now, before getting to number one, I do have two honorable mentions. The first is my Brugger & Thoming APC-223. A 5.56 chambered rifle with an 8.75 inch barrel, this shorty boy is a joy to shoot. It also incorporates a hydraulic buffer into the stock so that it soaks up more of that recoil and is incredibly nice and comfortable to use, and one of the best suppressor hosts that I have in the entire collection. I also want to mention my Century Arms AP-53, which is my newest rifle. With an 8.3 inch barrel and chambered in 5.56, this license-built copy of the HK-53 is an absolute blast to shoot, or it was so far for my first time shooting it today. And it does produce some insane fireballs and one of the loudest ping sounds that you're going to hear with this 4-prong flash hider. So it is a joy to shoot, and I could easily see this going higher up on the list as I get more time into it. And number one on the list absolutely has to go to the Sig Sauer AG SG553 from Switzerland. Now, it might not be the most modular gun in the world, it might have some sort of outdated ergonomics with its AK heritage, but it is still one of the coolest guns you can ever see at the range, and every time this gun comes out, people are always interested in it because there aren't that many of these in the US. And it is a ton of fun to shoot, and it's surprisingly nice as far as recoil goes, and it's also a very, very good suppressor host, which is sort of surprising. But with its 8.9 inch 5.56 barrel, it still delivers a good thump to it when you don't have a can on it. The build quality and construction on these is also second to none, being a Swiss watch of rifles, and that's going to propel it all the way up into the first place. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for my top 5 PDW length rifle video. So if you like this style of video, please leave a comment down below and I'll keep it going. If you don't like this style of video, please also leave a comment down below so I can know about it. Please have a fun and safe 4th of July, and I'll see you guys next time with a review.